On this day, the Sunday, the 23rd of March, I make an appeal to all landowners right throughout the country. Our registration has begun for landowners to register as members of the People's Anti-Corruption Movement. We are the association that's taking up the grievance for all category of landowners right throughout the country. Whether you are from the city of Port Moresby, city of Lae, you're from the city of Goroka, you're from the township of Kainantu or Kundiawa in Chimbu province. Kundiawa is the capital of the Chimbu province. I am from there. Whether it's Mount Hagen people of the city of Mount Hagen, township of Mendi, Tari and Boybek, and elsewhere across to Vanimo, to Wewak, to Medeng, and to Kimbe, over to Rabaul and Kokopo, and every other town and city in this country, including all mining leases from Oktedi to Krumbakari in Medeng, Ramu Nickel Mine. We have the Kainantu mine. We also have the Lihir mine and the Simberi mine. All mining townships and mining pits. We're also talking about hydroelectricity projects such as the Yonki Dam in Ramu and of course our local Siranumbu Dam, which is the oldest dam in this country. Landowners have been starved of the benefit by what I consider as fraudulent British laws or deceitful British laws that had annihilated the rights of the indigenous people by trickery, of course. They had used the English language that no one had understood. And they had indigenous landowners to sign away the rights to valuable land that they could have made a life from and have gone miserable. And I know instances like the Motuans in the city of Port Moresby. They have given away their prime land to build a city in Boroko, Waigani, and Konedobu and town. And these were converted into state lease, and most of them ended up in the hands of the Australian colonial administration, and they bought them. They have developed properties, and they're now residing in Australia collecting free money, while poor Tau Para from Manopara has died off with nothing, and his grandchildren are suffering from the curse of stolen land, and they're wondering why they are not benefiting and they are not living a comfortable life from their own land, and that has become a concern. So wherever you are in this country, I want you all to pay attention and register with our agents wherever they are immediately. Registration to the membership of People's Anti-Corruption Movement is only 5 kina. We've got our billboards right throughout the city in the villages like Anwabara, Tatana. We've got it at Korobosea, Pari, and elsewhere. We've got it in the streets in Morocco, and we've got one here at the Grandville where I'm making this broadcast, the Grandville Hotel, of course. And we want landowners to solidify and be united. Our main cause of grief is that we have been denied and deprived with unfair practices at that point in time. Since 1883, when this country was annexed by the British and declared a protectorate British protectorate, we have lost our land rights, and we've been marginalized from progressing as a people. And what we are calling for now is fair compensation for the denial of our rights over the last 140 years. And the same goes right across the country. And the same goes for people in mining areas and oil and gas areas. You talk about Kutubu oil wells, you talk about Moran and Gobe, you're talking about Heights gas. People have been denied their rights to equitable participation because of the laws, defective, fraudulent British laws that had made us to suffer. And the same goes for all land that's been extracted or taken for water resources like Shirunumu Dam. You have the Yonki Dam, and maybe the Kagul Hydro Dam or the Okmenga River Dam in Kiunga. These are projects that the landowners were given no consideration at all. And thus we have come this far. On our 50th anniversary, the People's Anti-Corruption Movement, which I am president of, we have declared that justice must prevail and the rule of law must return. And we are going to do away with these barbaric, glen-grabbing British laws. We're going to restore, we're going to pay full compensation to all landowners across the country. And we're going to make sure that the land rights are restored to the indigenous landowners so that the future generations do not miss out on the benefits of the land. I think we've got we've learned about the New Zealand Maoris and the Waitangi Treaty. We've learned about the Fijians and the land treaties. We're the only country that have been covered with a veil, and we have not seen our rights, and we've missed out big time. And now we are letting the members of our elected leaders know that laws are not made in Canberra. Neither are they made in the Westminster Abbey in London. They're not made in Washington, D.C. Laws are made in Waigani, at the Waigani National Parliament. And the lawmakers are the 109 members that we have elected to represent us. And in the November conference from Monday, the 3rd of November to Friday, the 7th of November, we want all the MPs to be here to make a pledge to change the law, pay just compensation to all the landowners and the generations that have missed out on the benefits of the land that was taken up by the British for public purposes and other purposes, and also those land that have been taken unlawfully from them for mining and extraction and all that. All these mines were found in Samarai, but we know that a lot of alluvial mine and the Waublolo gold was used to build Sydney, Australia, and was not used to build Waublolo. So we are calling on all category of landowners across the country to come forward, make inquiries. We've got our Facebook page going on. We've got our WhatsApp pages going on. We want you to participate. We want you to register with the People's Anti-Corruption Movement as soon as you can, so that we can file an application in the court of law that just compensation must be paid to all those generations that have lost out on the gainful benefit of the land. With that also, we will be putting to Parliament amendments to the existing laws that all land now must return back to the customary landowners for the future generations to benefit. Whether it's Port Moresby, Lae, Rabaul, Goroka or Hagen, the land must be returned back to the custodian of the indigenous tribes that owned the land prior to independence and the arrival of the colonial masters. And with that, I urge all you landowners to get to register soon. You've got my numbers on the Facebook page, my WhatsApp page. You've got my email. You can ring our office or come into Grandville Hotel and collect your application for registration. The fees are 5 kina for every claimant who is a genuine landowner, genuine indigenous landowners. We have a lot of Chinese and Africans that are now also citizens. But we are trying to make it distinct that indigenous people are landowners and not the latecomers. So with that, I thank you all for watching me today. John Endemongo Kua, speaking from the Grandville Conference Center. Thank you.